just a new home for a while. Let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me.
G'day guys, as you can tell by the title and by my t-shirt, we are doing a World Series makeup today, a very Australian makeup look. Now I have family that's in Australia. I want to visit Australia so bad. But until I do, I'm just going to play around with some makeup here. So I've looked into what their makeup trends are at the moment, as well as throwing in some products and things that I feel would be in a makeup routine in Australia, just based off of their climate and the type of like laid back, beachy type makeup that they tend to wear. So I do hope that you enjoy this tutorial. As always, I'm gonna have a photo up close with all the products that I use linked on my Instagram, so you can get a closer look at this and see if there's anything that you would like to shop for it. And without further ado, let's just jump right into the tutorial. Okay, so we are starting with a completely bare face. I have already cleansed my face. I used a clay mask, which is also something that's very popular in Australia. They use a lot of natural clay masks because of their surroundings. It's a very easy ingredient for them to get. And then I have gone in with a serum, my Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream, as well as some eye cream. So we are going to be starting this video using sunscreen. I am doing the Supergoop Glow Screen. In Australia, they get extremely high sun, high heat. So sunscreen is definitely going to be trending always, and always something that is in the girlies and the men's skincare. I don't even remember the last time that I've done like a full face start to finish like bare face makeup look on YouTube. I feel like it's been a couple years. I usually try to do like faster paced videos and things that are actually just like the eyes and the lips and the blush, but for like a full bare face it's been a while. So do excuse my skin, I'm just coming off of my cycle, so my skin's kind of flared up a little bit. I'm having like little spots, but this might be beneficial because now in this video I'm going to show you the products that I use to conceal and like all my face products. So for primer, I'm going to use the Milk Hydro Grip. This is a really great one, especially in the summer or any climate that is super humid, hot, sticky. This just grips on your foundation so that it does not budge. It's also really great at hydrating the skin. So when you're in dry climates, which I know that Australia does have some pretty dry areas, things like these moisturizers are going to be top of their line. Anybody who works multiple jobs, you understand the struggle. Dark circles are a constant battle. One, I have them hereditary from my Italian background. Two, it's just lack of sleep, overworking, things like that, that just all of a sudden you'll have a really dark under eye, and I just can't help it. So I use a Bobbi Brown color corrector. This one is in Light Bisque. It's a very light pink, a salmon color. So I use this every single day before I put on concealer. It really just helps to counteract any blue or purple that's underneath the eye. It's pretty much like saving grace for all the tired men and women out there. And what I like about this product too is it's super versatile. If you're not wanting to wear a full face of concealer, or even I find it's really popular with men now, is they'll use a color corrector and for concealer, I'm going to use the Dior Backstage Concealer. I have this in shade 1N. Good thing with color corrector as well is that you don't need to use as much concealer because you've already done a lot of the correcting work. This is just going to extra correct and hydrate underneath the eye. Voila, dark circles completely gone. For little spots around my face and just like brightening around the nose, I'm using the Lancome 10th Idol Ultra Wear All Over Concealer. I have it in the shade 260. I just kind of go over any like little bumps, redness, irritations that are popping up. For foundation, I chose the Dior Backstage foundation. In Australia right now, they really like to have like lightweight foundation, things that are very sheer, things that have a nice glow to them. So I figured that this is going to be a perfect one for this tutorial. It almost has like a very runny, like serum like texture to it. Now, I always like to bounce over everything with a beauty blender. I'm gonna use a Laura Mercier setting powder and just set everything in place in areas like under my eye, around the nose and chin, essentially my T-zone. In Australia, they have very bronze glowing skin, so we are going to use a couple different bronzers here and highlighters to really get that effect to the skin. So my first one is the Charlotte Tilbury. I'm going to be using her cream bronzer just to get a nice outline. And then with the beauty blender, this one's really rich and creamy, so you just have to tap it out with the beauty blender and it will blend right in. We are not done with the bronzer, but before I go in with my other powders, I'm going to be going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. This is going to be my layering technique for a highlighted glow. And then again with a beauty blender, just tapping it out. So do you see that little light shift that it's giving me? Once I layer a powder highlighter over top of that, it's just going to intensify the glow even more. I'm going to head back into a powder bronzer. I'm going to use the Benefit Hoola. It's a really nice cool tone brown. It works on a lot of skin tones, especially light medium skin tones. And we're just going to carve over where we put that Charlotte Tilbury. I also take this down my neck. So not only does this step make you extra bronzed, but it also is a step to setting down any creams or liquids, which is really important when you're in a hot climate because these creams and liquids can start to slide off the face and fade a little bit throughout the day. So setting them with a powder is a really good extra step to do, just to intensify the bronze and make sure that what you've laid down stays in place. Now what we do to one, we must do to the other. So for my powder highlighter, I'm going to be taking the House Labs. This is in Sunstone. It's a really nice shimmery gold. And I'm going to place this right over top of that highlighter, and it's just going to give it that extra wow factor. So it is a really big trend in Australia right now to do a bright pink blush with this type of look. So I'm opting out to do the Dior Pink Backstage blush, but you can also use a cream or a liquid blush. Something like the Charlotte Tilbury Matte Pillow Talk one would be really pretty as well. It was a tough decision, but I'm gonna go with the powder blush today and see how that looks. I tend to take the blush quite high up into the cheekbone just because it's going to lift the face. Alright, I'm just going to take a quick break here to do my eyebrows, and then when we come back, I'm going to be doing an eye look. Alright, welcome back. So, we are going to be doing a little bit of an eye look, keeping it very neutral. Now with my eye discoloration, I don't like putting concealer up on the eyes because it tends to crease a little bit and you really have to set it with powder if you choose to do it. So I actually opt out for the Bare Study Paint Pot by MAC. This one has like a nice little pearlescence to it. It will go well with the neutrals that we're using today, but it takes out any discoloration or darkness that's on the lid, and it's also meant to be a base for eyeshadow. Now for the eye look for this, right now it's trending in Australia that the eyes are very neutral, very natural, not a whole lot going on the eyes. Just some very like nice browns and a bit of a wing liner. So that's the look I'm gonna go for today, and then we're gonna look at a couple different lip options that can go with this as well. So for the palette, I'm using the Makeup by Mario. This one is the Ethereal Eyes. It just has a really nice assorted amount of cool tones and mattes, as well as a little bit of shimmer. So let's start with the eye look. I'm just gonna run a simple color through the crease. I'm gonna start with this color right here through the crease just to give it some definition. Now if you didn't want to use an eyeshadow palette, you could definitely even use like that Hoola bronzer. Any powder bronzer would really work as well, just to carve out the crease. And just for a pop of shimmer, I'm going to go in with this top one here, just on the inner corner, just to brighten it up a little bit. So a very big trend in Australia is to do a cat eye or a winged eyeliner. I think a black would be a little bit too harsh with this look, especially when I have such a bright blush on. So I'm opting to do the Dior. This is going to be the waterproof liquid liner, but it's in brown. Brown on the eyes is a lot softer than black. It's not going to take away from the blush and the highlighter, and it's also just going to really enhance, especially blue eyes. It just brings them forward even more. So we're going to try with this Dior one and see what it looks like today. Does anyone else's armpits sweat after doing wing liner? Like, it is so stressful, and it's like one little nick the wrong way and you've screwed up the whole line. So I always get like sweaty pits after. Probably TMI, but it's true, and I think you all feel me on that. So now it was a tough decision of mascara. So recently I went to a thermal spa experience. So it's a lot of like hot tubs, saunas, cool plunges, and steam rooms. I brought with me the Cali Ray. I wore it that day. It's the Come Hell or High Water, and let me tell you, Come Hell, which is high heat, or High Water, which is cold plunges and a lot of pools, swimming. This reminds me so much of Australia's climate. Climate in Australia is like super hot, but there's so many beaches, you go swimming a lot. So I am trusting this one. I know that it holds up no matter what the weather conditions are. It's a tubing mascara, and it just works like a dream. It lengthens, it separates the lash beautifully. So I just have a little travel size, but I am gonna invest in like the full size very soon. But based off of that, I feel like with Australia's climate, all the Australia girlies need to get this in their makeup bag if it's not there already. Following the recent trends in Australia, the trend for the lip is either a bright color like a magenta pink, bright coral, reds, or the complete opposite with like a pinky brown, nudish, natural lip. So I'm gonna give you both options today to see what one you would prefer to go with, and just see how different looks can elevate the blush as well. So first up, I'm gonna go with a magenta bright pink. That looks so bright in the viewfinder. But yes, this bright pink is called Love Before Breakfast, and this is a Gucci lipstick. Holy fruit punch popsicle. This is bright. With the blush, it's very bright. Like, this is like Barbie makeup. That's what that reminds me of. So for me, I mean, it's fun for summer. It might be really a pop of color, but I think we're gonna tone this down and go for more of like a nude pink peach for the look today, but I just wanted to show you an option that could be available. So now that we got the hot pink off, I'm gonna be going in with a different shade matchup that I'm gonna create. So I'm gonna go in with Wherever Walnut from Makeup Forever, the lip pencil. And we're done. Oh, I'm just kidding, we're not done. And for the lip color, I'm gonna use the shade Please Me by MAC. It's just more of a soft pink. And to top it so it's just a little bit more glossy, I'm gonna use the Buxom Plumping Gloss in the shade Kate. One final step is to set this makeup, especially in extreme hot conditions. Makeup is going to melt off the face, especially liquids and creams. So we're going to do 1 or 2 sprays of the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Airbrush Setting Mist. Alright, and there we have it. This is the very end of this very Australian makeup tutorial. I really hope that you guys did enjoy it. It's very fresh, bronzy, glowy, very wearable for the summer months that are coming up as well. So I hope that you like this World series, and hopefully I will catch you guys in my next one. Bye guys.